Okay, hi guys. It's been a while. I got demonetized. I don't really care because I'm over it. I got a job. What I'm bringing to you today is kind of freaking me out. I'm a big proponent of the Mandela effect. I'm definitely affected, and it's something I had to wrap my head around, especially which some of the things that bothered me about it were Home Depot. I had trouble with that one because I go literally every week for 12 years. But a lot of the movies, it's just really rough. I was even in a few movies myself as an extra that have shifted that I was in the movie. So, in any case, what I bring you today is that I've shifted dimensions. Okay, we're fluid. We're able to shift back and forth into different dimensions. And the way that I proved it to myself, I waited many months since the last, I believe, posting I've done on one of the things I caught. I'm very picky and I'm very demanding about proof for myself. So when I bring it to YouTube, I've already proven everything I need to do. Number one, most important thing about the dimension shift is that everybody around you has to dramatically shift with regards to how they perceive you, their behavior, and their actions. Without a doubt, it happens sometime between, I think, I don't exactly know exactly when it started, but something I'd say between October and now. So October 2017 and now January 27. I had a crisis also in the middle of that, but so I couldn't really process. Um, Went through the a fire, but what I've noticed now, because of the all the people that responded from the fire, for one thing, on the Facebook, and also from the extension of people that I have in my life that don't normally talk to me very often. Okay, we all have those acquaintances. Even one of my ex-lovers who could care less, honestly, all these people have shown up. Now, the reason why I know I'm in a different dimension largely has to do with the people and how they treat me in this dimension. The first thing I noticed, and I'd like to bring to your attention, and I can't, of course, prove it because you don't know who they were before, but my parents. I have, luckily, four parents, married to step parents, so I've got four. All four of them have radically changed. My sibling, his personality's changed. He's got a girlfriend. His whole lifestyle changed very quickly. But the first thing I did notice was the parents. Their whole general philosophy, their moral values, their health, their basic emotional makeup, what scares them, what intrigues them, what words they use. I'm talking about really different emotional connections with them, okay? So if they used to say, oh, everything's fine, la la la, now they're radically on the other end of that, okay? Also, I noticed with this sudden huge social impact, and yes, I understand I was in a fire, so you're going to get a lot of love and care. But beyond that, these people are also showing up for another thing that is my birthday. So I had a birthday. I don't never announce it. I'm not 21 anymore, and I don't make a fuss about it. I never do. Every year it's the same thing. All of a sudden, one person found out, and they all went crazy about it. And again, you might think, well, that's just whatever. No, it is really, really unusual. I'm talking about people who I've known in my childhood, people who don't talk to me, people who go hi on Facebook, and all of a sudden they're all about, I love you, I miss you. These are people I haven't talked to in 12, 20 years. So I don't think it's just one group. It's across the board. Here's the final one, or the one that really proved it to me. I have retained a good relationship with my ex. We're very good friends. And he was the one that I really had to see change because he's awakened, okay? And he is fully awakened, knows about the Illuminati, New World Order. He's kind of on the fence with the Mandela. His personality, I hired him to do some work, and his personality really, really blew me away because I know him so well. I spent 12 years with him. And I know all his mannerisms, his jokes, everything shifted in terms of just tweaked. It's just that much like certain things that he was dead set against before. Like he might say, "Oh, I don't believe in Mandela. Don't be nonsensical." He's all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, of course, the Mandela." And then if I say something about a philosophy I had, I don't know, It could be anything about a group of people or about even political things that completely changed. So people who, let me just break down some of those changes so you can understand, so I'm not just rambling. Some of the changes I'm talking about, people who never say, I love you, I miss you, call me, demonstrate interest in human interest stories, are suddenly very rebellious or politically, revved up about a certain, topic. People who are normally poor health and all of a sudden they're radically in great health and they're all vegans all of a sudden. And I'm talking about people, by the way, just to give you kind of a timeline. These people are all older people. They're all over 45, okay? So my whole tribe is over 45. So these aren't young people who are growing. These are people who are pretty much stuck, middle-aged stuck, okay? So for them to change is major. So we're talking about their emotional makeup, their spiritual makeup, people who don't donate, normally don't care about nature or animal welfare, suddenly they're all about that. And so it's a radical, radical change. And the most important thing is, with regards to dimensional shifts, is how the whole thing has to change in order for you to prove it to yourself. The people at the gas station, your grocery clerks, everybody has to change. So let me describe some of the non-friend people, okay? So these are the your neighborhood people. First of all, there's people who I live in a really nice neighborhood that's pretty friendly, but they don't pay attention to me. Generally, I'm not the same race. There's a dominant race here of people. I'll leave it at that. And they're very kind when I do approach them, but they don't invite me to tea, and you know what I mean. So they kind of like do their thing with their people, and I do my thing with myself. All of a sudden, all those people that literally would just walk by me with their dogs and walk the groceries to the car are all like, hi, good morning, everybody. I'm the same person. I don't go, hi, good morning. I'm the same person. I usually keep my head down. All of them. Grocery store people, post office people, everybody. This is a totally different, environment to me. So you could just, and it's not just a happy, I want to make it clear, this isn't just I woke up and I'm in a good mood and everybody's nice to me. This has been going on, I had to prove it. This has been going on for a few weeks now with my parents and close people. It's been going on for about 40 days. Now, let me stop here for a second because hopefully you're still listening. One of the things about me shifting dimensions is I wanted to shift the dimension, okay? I wanted desperately to get out of where I was. I went through a lot of emotional pain. This does not happen like, oh, I just want to shift, and I woke up and went, oh, here we are. No, this was crying, screaming, crisis, depression, anger, hellish emotions to go through back about, 2 months ago or 3 months ago. And I kept going through begging, doing the meditations, doing everything to shift. And I'll wake up, oh, dang, I'm still here. You know what I mean? So I want to make it clear to you guys that you just don't wake up in a different dimension. Now, how did I do it? I know I broke through probably a lot of emotional barriers of my own personality. I let a lot of things go. I let people change. I decided also to make some radical shifts in my personality. I had to tweak me. In order to jump to that dimension, you have to be making different decisions. So, number 1, meditation. Number 2, emotional work, emotional healing. Number 3, acceptance and the ability to perceive yourself in another dimension. And you can jump around. I mean, I'm no expert. This is the first time I've really noticed the shift. Now, is that a good shift or a bad shift? It's both. I went through a crisis because of this fire. It was the worst thing ever in my life. Terrifying, absolutely horrible. Just the same thing that Florida went through, California went through. 4 days out, evac. It was awful. It was hell on earth. So that's also when I was, of course, going, well, I guess this dimension's going to suck, right? That's the first thing I said. Well, yeah, my parents are better, and some of the people seem to be different, but this is the new normal, right? Well, no. When you shift a dimension, it doesn't mean that everything's on like, hey, everything's on, gold, everything's perfect now and diamonds are all shiny. No, it just means you shifted a dimension. You're doing things a little bit different. The choices you're making are creating your reality. So again, I really want to make it clear. It's not about meditating happiness. Happy, happy, happy. No, it is about fundamentally changing your moral code, your behavior, your emotional problems, whatever your perceptions are. It's a really major change. And that fire, although some good things came out of that fire, like these whole new bunch of loving people, which I couldn't have imagined, that they haven't been there. They're nice people. I have nice people in my life, but they're not loving, giving, all that stuff. They're just really cool people. But all of a sudden, they're just doubling down on all this stuff. So I'm the same person. I, in fact, haven't hardly even given back. Out of pure experiment, I didn't want to push back, pull a lot of love and a lot of kind, because then I'm just like generating it myself. In other words, I'm just manipulating the situation. I wanted to still be me, whoever I was, and not change a hair on my head. I don't want to go around like, good morning, because then I'm manipulating my environment. So I responded, of course. If someone says good morning, I'll be like, hello. But I won't go crazy like, oh, nice to talk to you. Where are you from? I'm not going to go crazy. I want to prove it to myself. So anybody who's going through and wants to get out of the reality, I want to make it very clear that you can. And also you need to be aware that not all things are sunshine and roses. Like I said, I was in a tragic fire. That wasn't something that, I expected in shifting a reality. So the environment may change. It may get worse. Your job may change. Your relationships may change, some of them for the worst. For some reason, the dimension I went to is highly social, and financially is way better. It's like 10 times better financially. It's becoming funny now. It's becoming almost a joke. I have all these refunds coming in, and this insurance money coming in, and all this money coming in all of a sudden. So the tragedy happened, but I got all this money coming in. It's weird. So I have a new car, I have a new look, I got some new clothes, I might move my house. So that's a different dimension. You have to look for major things. You can't just, like I say, oh, my sister's, and she's mean now. You can't do that. It has to be across the whole thing. And your health. And your health. So are you faster? Are you stronger? Are you sicker? So those things. So anyway, I don't want to wear you guys out. It's long. I know I talk a lot, but I'm not coming on here every day. I'm not trying to make money. They're demonetizing me, so I don't know if there'll be ads or not, but God bless everybody. Please share this. Let me know if you've shifted a dimension, because all I care about is proof in the pudding, and I just want to hear your stories. I'm not trying to build a channel anymore. I'm just curious and want to reach out because I want other people to kind of feedback. If you're mean, I'll just block you, so don't bother. It's a waste of my life, and I could care less what you say. If you're not interested in this, don't come here and talk about it. It's pretty simple. All right, guys, bye. Have you